again, will you defend your belt against Aspinall, who has the interim title?
More than likely not. More than likely not.
I get that Tom is an exciting fighter. I get that finally, after 16 years, we found somebody who's 7 years younger than me and 30 pounds bigger than me. Like, we finally found someone who may give me a great challenge. And everyone wants to see it so bad. But for me, it's like, what is it? What's in it for me? He changes nothing if I beat him.
I guess the clarifying question then is, if Dana and Hunter do come to you after this fight, the figures make sense to you, would you then be open to fighting Tom Aspinall, or are you categorically thinking, he does nothing for me, I will not fight that guy?
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. What I'd like to see him do is go on and have a great career. You know, so many times people like to just try to go straight to the top, you know? And if we were in a business setting where he is and where I am, he wouldn't even be crossing paths with me. He wouldn't even be talking to me. I believe I'm at a place where I deserve to be able to say, I don't want to fight that guy. I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy. And that's why I would be more than willing to relinquish the belt. I don't feel like I need the heavyweight championship of the world. I feel like what I've created for myself is almost bigger than belts. So the main goal is to get past Stipe. And if I can do it in a really dominant, devastating fashion, then the desire in my heart would be like, okay, now it's Alex Pereira. And if the UFC doesn't want that to happen, because ultimately it's the boss's decision, then it won't happen. And I'll just move on with my life. But that's one of the ways I look at it is, would you guys rather lose me or get one more super fight? And the only super fight that makes sense to me, not to everyone else, but to me and my team, is Alex Pereira. I'm not really worried about the Tom fight. I'm really worried about the Pereira fight. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, and I think if the UFC wants to have me back, then I think that's the fight they'll make. I've been really clear about my intentions. That's what I want, and I mean, I just feel like anybody would understand at this point. Like, you know, I'll retire the heavyweight belt if I have to. It's like, dude, give the guy what he wants at the end of the day, you know? And I'm not talking to Dana directly. I feel like I'm at a place now where, you know, like I want to take what I find to be super fights. I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous, established champions. So Tom can have the heavyweight championship. I don't really care about it. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I've created something much bigger. I want Pereira. If that was my last fight ever, then I'm cool with that. I think one of the really good things about negotiating is being willing to walk away from a deal. And that's the deal that I want. And if that's not what the fans want, then I guess I'll say sayonara.
I'm excited to see you again. He said you got 10 years left, but you're still active.
No, I'm done.
I'm looking forward to seeing you again, Camille. You look great.
Yeah,
Let's do some business.
Okay, let's just call it what it is. Jon Jones is done. Like, really, seriously not coming back done. And the most shocking part? The UFC is still clinging to the fantasy of Jones fighting Tom Aspinall like it's some fairy tale that's magically gonna come true. But babe, behind the scenes, it's messier than ever. Word on the street? Jon recently told one of his close friends that he's finished with fighting. That's it, no more. He even admitted that Tom Aspinall is just too big and basically too dangerous for him now. It's like he straight up confessed. Y'all, this dude would wreck me. And here's the wild twist. The only way Jon is getting back in that octagon is if the UFC bows down and plays by his rules. I mean, seriously? Jon is shocked the UFC hasn't even discussed his future, as if this is some Jon Jones legacy museum we're all supposed to fund. Meanwhile, he's in Thailand, sipping on fresh coconut water and living the good life with Nate Diaz. Jones literally said, "Been out here stuffing my face every day and somehow losing weight." Bruh, he's enjoying the clean, delicious food, the exotic life, and totally ignoring the fight game. People keep hammering the same questions. Are you fighting? Will you fight Tom Aspinall? Why are you still the champ? But Jon's just posting about beaches and business meetings. It's giving retirement vibes. Let's be real, he's checked out. But then, a fan dares to comment, "Enjoy your last days as champ before being stripped." I see you, Jon. And Jon, he claps back. Stripped? Do I look like the kind of person who cares about stuff like that? He even laughs about it. Honestly, that line speaks volumes. This isn't new for Jon. The man has been stripped so many times. He probably thinks of belts like lost socks, meh, replaceable. He doesn't care about being champion anymore, not really. He only cares if he can leverage the title. And the UFC, honey, they're just letting him keep it. Like, why? Let's pause and compare. When Islam Makhachev was dealing with similar delays, UFC basically told him vacate or bounce. But Jon, he gets a VIP pass to nowhere. It makes zero sense, unless we talk money. Rumor is the UFC needs Jon to hold on to their title for a shiny new TV deal. They need a headline, and there's no bigger banner than Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. So yes, the UFC might be keeping him as champion just to keep broadcasters happy. Meanwhile, Jon's like, $30 million, 0 cents, or I'm out. Fans fed up. They're over it. Truth be told, this fight should have happened a year ago, back when the hype was insane. But now, it's lost all its sparkle. The fans just want to see Tom fight, period. Jon's still out here playing mysterious. A fan calls him out. You should have vacated the belt since you're not fighting Tom. And Jon, he throws the UFC under the bus. You're barking up the wrong tree. I told the UFC my plans a long time ago. I don't know why they haven't shared them. Whew, you gotta hand it to him. That's a smart PR move. Now all the blame falls on UFC. It's like Jon saying, hey, I've done my part. If they're not talking, it's on them. But wait, he's not done spilling the tea. Another fan straight up asks, what exactly are your plans? And Jones replies, to continue to monetize this amazing brand I've built. There it is. The truth. He's not chasing glory. He's chasing money. This is all business, baby. Another fan presses harder. So, are you fighting again or not? You're the current champ. And Jones, cool as ever, not a bad idea. Like, what does that even mean? Is he teasing a return? Reflecting on contract talks? Who knows? But here's where it gets icy. A fan, clearly frustrated, accuses him of wasting Tom's prime. No respect, the fan writes. Jon's reply, cry more. Yep, that's it. Savage. He does not care about Tom Aspinall's future at all. At this point, it's just cruel. Tom is in his prime. He used to fight 3 times a year. Now, he's been sidelined for almost a year just waiting for Jones to make up his mind. And how do you stay motivated when the champ refuses to show up? Tom's still training, bless his heart. But how long can he keep this up? The man deserves clarity. If I were Tom, I'd be done. I'd go to the UFC and be like, give me Cyril Gane. Let's go. Forget Jon, he's not showing up. I'm the real champ now. Why keep waiting for someone who doesn't even respect the game? Let Tom fight. Let him defend his belt. He's not trying to pull a Michael Chandler and sit around for years. No, he wants war. He wants action. And let's talk options. Who's even left in the heavyweight division for Tom? Jones is the champ, kinda. Tom's interim champ. Then there's Cyril Gane. Perfect matchup. Alexander Volkov. Tom already beat him. Sergey Pavlovich. Knocked out. Curtis Blaydes. Knocked out. Jelton Almeida, okay, a fresh face, that could work. Spivak, knocked out. Marcin Tybura, knocked out. Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa, come on, they're not title contenders. The only fighter with any potential to rise is Jelton Almeida, or maybe Tafa if he goes on a tear. So yeah, Cyril Gane should be next. Maybe Volkov again if he gets another win, maybe Almeida, but honestly, none of them seem like they can take out Tom is the king, but he needs to defend his crown. And let's not forget, Jon Jones' last opponent was Stipe, a legend, yes, but that version of Stipe, a ghost of his former self. He hadn't fought in 4 years. He was coming off a knockout loss. He was clearly there for the paycheck and a quick retirement. That wasn't a fight, that was a farewell, so what are we even talking about? Let's stop pretending. Jon's not coming back. He doesn't care about fighting. He just wants to hold the belt for attention and negotiation power. That's it. Meanwhile, we have a warrior in Tom Aspinall, ready to go, ready to become a true champion. But instead of supporting him, the UFC is still chasing Jon. Why? Because they're scared to lose the star power. They think without Jones, the payday disappears. But newsflash, without Tom, the future disappears. Let him fight, let him defend, let him shine. Tom Aspinall isn't just another heavyweight. He's the guy. The one putting in the work, the one who actually wants to fight, the one who's not hiding behind cryptic tweets, mystery negotiations, and I'm enjoying life in Thailand Instagram posts. And let's be clear, the UFC knows this. They see Tom training, they hear the fans chanting his name, they know the division is on pause because one man, Jon Jones, won't give the green light. At this point, it's actually embarrassing. The UFC is bending over backward for a guy who's basically ghosted them. Jon is dangling that title like bait just to leverage a business deal, not because he's passionate about the sport anymore, not because he wants to test himself against the new generation. He wants power, he wants cash, he wants control, and while that's not shocking, this is Jon Jones after all. It's just sad that the UFC is still falling for it. They're playing checkers while Jon's playing high-stakes poker, and guess what? He's winning without even stepping into the octagon. Meanwhile, Tom's stuck in limbo, training hard, watching his peak years pass him by, and for what? For a maybe fight with a man who keeps teasing retirement? Let's not pretend this is some normal negotiation. Jon literally told the world to continue to monetize this amazing brand I've created, as if he's a lifestyle influencer now. He's talking about partnerships, business ventures, product lines, not game plans, sparring, or legacy. He's following the Conor McGregor blueprint, except with less booze and more ego. And it's working, kind of. He's still relevant, he's still trending, but he's not fighting. So, here's the real tea. The UFC is letting Jon stall an entire division. They're letting him paralyze the sport. Why? Because they're scared of missing out on a big payday when that new TV deal gets signed. It's corporate greed dressed up as fight hype, and let's not forget, Tom Aspinall is the one who actually fought and earned the interim belt. He went in there and destroyed Pavlovich, a terrifying knockout artist. He earned his moment, he showed up, he did his job, and yet, here he is, waiting. Why isn't he the undisputed champ already? What more does he have to do? Knock out the rest of the top 10 again? And then there's the disrespect. When fans call out Jon for ducking Tom, he responds with "cry more." Are you serious? That's not champion behavior, that's troll behavior. Tom is a class act. He's humble, he's talented, he's professional, and he deserves so much better than this waiting game. Let's look at this logically. Jones has no real opponents left. He already said he's not interested in fighting beyond this final fight, if that fight even happens, so what's the point of holding up the belt? There's no future with Jon Jones. This isn't like Khabib where we were still unsure. Jon is telling us, plain and simple, I'm done unless you meet all my terms. And those terms? Probably impossible. Co-promotion, business shares, $30 million, 0 cents minimum? We don't know, but it's not about fighting anymore. It's about legacy branding and financial gain. It's giving final cash out vibes. And the UFC? They're still sitting there like, well, maybe he'll come around. No, he won't. He's gone. You can either keep chasing a ghost or build a real future with Tom Aspinall. Give Tom the belt, make it official, let him defend against Gane, Almeida, Volkov, whoever's next. Let the heavyweight division breathe again. Fans want action, not negotiations. They want blood, sweat, and knockouts, not Instagram quotes and cryptic emojis. Tom is ready. He's hungry, he wants greatness, but if the UFC keeps waiting, they're gonna lose him too, because who can stay motivated forever when the company keeps choosing politics over passion? It's not just a slap in the face to Tom, it's a slap in the face to every fighter who shows up, fights their heart out, and still gets left behind because they don't have the star power or the ego of Jon Jones. Let's break down the numbers again. Jon has no intention of facing anyone else. He's only dangling this fight for maximum payout. After that, he's gone. But Tom, he's willing to fight anyone. 3 times a year, he's willing to make the division exciting again. And if you look at the top 10, he's already cleaned out most of it. So unless some new monster comes out of nowhere, we're looking at years of dominance from Tom if the UFC just gives him the green light. So why are we still waiting? Why are we still acting like Jon is the future when he's clearly not? Tom is the future. He is the real champion. He's earned the spotlight, and every day that goes by without a resolution is another day wasted in his prime. The UFC needs to wake up. Fans are tired, the division is stalled, and all because they're afraid of losing Jon Jones. Here's the truth, they already lost him. Now it's time to let Tom Aspinall lead the heavyweight division into the next era. He's not just ready, he's desperate to fight. Let him before it's too late.